Today, as my first day as a 30-year-old, do I want to dive into doing more work from a place of you're behind, you need to catch up. As soon as you get this done, then you can rest, then you can be happy. Thinking that being productive will fix all my feelings of overwhelm and anxiety. Do I want to dive into my first day as a 30-year-old from that angle, from that perspective? Or do I want to connect to my higher self? Tap into who I truly am. Open up the flow of my creative energy. Follow what feels good, what feels best. Follow the inspiration and approach my goals from a place of grateful, content, neutrality. Yesterday I had such a wonderful day for my birthday. It was such a fun day in London, spent with my family. We did afternoon tea on a London bus. We walked around the streets of Covent Garden. The sun was shining. We stood by the fountains in Trafalgar Square, just taking in all the beauty. And we went to the theatre and had fun at the theatre too. It wasn't the best show, but we had a good laugh and we were together, and that was what really mattered to us. And so today, when I woke up, today is technically a back to normal day, right? In my calendar, it's set for me to be working today. But before I dived into that work, I thought to myself, you know what, Lucie, I just got this huge feeling that it's important not for me to just dive straight back into what I was doing 2 days ago and keeping on. And I thought to myself, you could do this anytime, but particularly because you've got this new chapter, this new age, this new decade. I just had this voice telling me to focus on the bigger picture, zoom out of, when you feel like you've got your blinkers on and you're just so deeply immersed in what you've got to achieve, what work you've got to get done, what to-do list you've got to complete. I wanted to instead ask myself the questions of, what do I really want? What is the right next move for me to make? And not ignore those calls. So I wrote down here, today as my first day as a 30-year-old, do I want to dive into doing more work from a place of you're behind, you need to catch up. As soon as you get this done, then you can rest, then you can be happy. Thinking that being productive will fix all my feelings of overwhelm and anxiety. Do I want to dive into my first day as a 30-year-old from that angle, from that perspective? Or do I want to connect to my higher self? Tap into who I truly am. Open up the flow of my creative energy. Follow what feels good, what feels best. Follow the inspiration and approach my goals from a place of grateful, content, neutrality. How do I want to choose to experience today? What path do I want to follow today? So, I don't know about you, but the second path sounds a whole lot more yummy. And it's funny how we can often lie to ourselves and tell us that we don't have time to do that, whilst continuing on a never-ending treadmill that might sometimes feel like we're going nowhere. And the wonderful surprise is that when we actually decide to prioritize those things I was talking about, prioritizing connecting to our higher self, just as simple as taking 5 slow, deep breaths and picturing yourself connecting to a light above your head, hundreds of meters above your head. And picturing that light flowing into every cell in your body, lighting you up, melting away any feelings of fear and anxiety and overwhelm. Allowing yourself to develop trust in yourself and in the universe, that you are always supported, that everything is okay, and so that it is absolutely safe. And if not, and not just safe, but preferable, better, ideal to follow the urges of inspiration, to be guided towards doing the things that make you feel good, that light up your human soul, so that you can perform better in the societal tasks that we are conditioned to do. And so that we can feel happier in our life now, which is ultimately the actual goal and the actual reason why we pursue and chase anything. And that even though for years at school we may have been conditioned out of our creativity, and we may have been conditioned to always force ourselves to do things that we might not want to do, because that ultimately will lead to our success in life. And while I'm also an advocate for discipline, and that sometimes we do just need to get done what needs to get done, but if we can open ourselves up, open our lives up to giving ourselves more flexibility, to giving ourselves more, to honoring ourselves and giving ourselves more time to prioritize, to bring those self-care moments, those I just feel like playing the piano moments too. And you know what? I've been putting off doing the gardening, but I know that I would really love to be in nature right now. If we can stop putting off those things, then what if that actually leads to our most open days, successful days, abundant days? I've experienced that before, and yet there's still a voice in my head, a conditioned voice in my head, that tries to dissuade me from that path of choosing things that make me feel good. There's still that dominant, conditioned voice that is telling me, yeah, but Lucie, if you actually want to be serious about achieving your goals, you've got to put in all the consistent hard work, action, and sacrifice now for some future moment when you'll be happy then. And don't be happy now, be happy then. Even though I know that goes against the law of attraction, which is all about feel how you want to feel now, as if it's already yours, but not just because that is the formula to get what you desire, but also because that's why we are in pursuit of anything, because of that feeling, and because feeling that feeling opens ourselves up to a totally different vibrational level of consciousness, which makes it easier for everything to flow in. That felt good. Thank you for listening. I'm going to go do some things that make my soul happy now, and I'm going to allow the day to flow. And I know it's actually going to end up being more productive than a day of me trying to force myself to do things that I don't want to do right now from a place of overwhelm and anxiety. I know that I can achieve a lot more. I know that time can expand. I know that I can calmly make wiser decisions when I am approaching my life from a vibrational state of calmness and neutrality, from an emotional state of happiness, love, and gratitude, and from a physical state of a calm and regulated nervous system. Wow, I'm on fire today. Have a great day.